Joining us live now, Israeli Government Spokesperson David Mencer. David, thanks for your time this evening, So what does the Israeli government think of this latest move and vote by Australia, as well as the majority of other nations at the UN?
Good to be with you, Peter. Look, our Prime Minister has made crystal clear that the deliberate burning of a synagogue in Melbourne, the attacks on Jews in Sydney, these abhorrent acts of anti-Semitism, of Jew hatred, we here in Israel certainly expect the Australian authorities to use their full weight to prevent such anti-Semitic acts in the future. But I'll be straight with you. Israel does believe that it is impossible to separate the reprehensible act of burning down a synagogue, for heaven's sake, from the extreme anti-Israeli position of your Labour government in Australia. That brings us no pleasure to say that whatsoever. But what do I mean by that? I'll tell you. Not only this latest UN vote, a vote that was welcomed by Hamas, a terrorist organization, but also the scandalous decision by Australia to support another UN resolution calling on Israel to bring an end to its unlawful presence in what is called occupied territory. That means Jerusalem, to decode that, our eternal capital, by the way, and also preventing a former Israeli minister from entering Australia. I'll be straight with you. Our Prime Minister has said that anti-Israel sentiment coming from the Labour government is leading to anti-Semitism. Anti-Israel rhetoric leads to attacks on Jews. It's incitement. It's actually what Hamas and Iran are also engaged in. Incitement against the Jewish state leads to physical attacks on Jews.
So since Benjamin Netanyahu recently lambasted our government over the rise in anti-Semitic attacks here, as you just pointed out, and as you also referred to, there has been another one since then, and there has been some strong language or stronger language used by Anthony Albanese in recent days condemning anti-Semitic behaviour. Has Benjamin Netanyahu changed his view at all?
About Australia?
Yes.
Unfortunately not. The proof is in the pudding, and the votes yesterday at the United Nations breaking that consensus in Australia, that bipartisan consensus. Look, it's about incitement. It's true in Australia, but it's also true here in Israel, where the same type of demonization of Israel, not by Australia, but by Hamas and Iran, last night cost the life of a 12-year-old Jewish boy near Jerusalem. He was just on a bus traveling to Jerusalem, the capital of our country, when a Palestinian gunman opened fire and killed him. What we're saying is that anti-Israel hatred leads to anti-Jewish hatred. Anti-Israel rhetoric leads to attacks on Jews. It's as simple as that.
David, how would you define Israel's relationship with Australia at present?
Well, I'll leave that for others to judge. We certainly want it to be much better than it is right now. It's certainly causing us a fair amount of heartache, a country which we consider to be an ally. But we hope that things can improve. I'll tell you why. It's because we here in Israel are fighting a battle against barbarism. And Australia should be an ally in that battle. But I tell you, we're winning here. You know, Iran has been exposed, their air defenses have been destroyed, their proxies have been pushed back, Hezbollah have been taken back decades. Assad in Syria, who was responsible for 500,000 deaths, no ICC arrest warrant for him. These people, the Iranian proxies have been massively degraded. We're winning here in Israel, and we want Australia to celebrate that success, because our success is your success in Australia as well.
We will have to leave it there. David, thank you for your time. Chat to you soon.